We need Saudi Arabia as an ally if we are going to leverage harsher sanctions on Iran within the next few months. And it seems to me that could be where President Trump's comments are coming from when he says Saudi Arabia is an ally. Because other than that, it seems to me, why would you be buddying up to the Crown Prince when all signs are pointing to the fact that he was most likely involved in this? It was a murder. It was an atrocity. It was torture. It's against every international law to do what was done. If signs are pointing to the Crown Prince being involved, why would you buddy up to Saudi Arabia at the same time?
Because we have so many other issues at stake. It's just one of the really difficult things of having a real foreign policy and a foreign policy strategy where you have very allies who play by a whole different set of rules than we do. It's just a really difficult aspect of working at all in the Middle East. So you can't have the United States policy hinge on the terrible fate of one man. It's just a sad fact of statecraft. If Saudi Arabia and this current Saudi government were to collapse, or the House of Saud were to collapse, especially in a disorderly way like a revolution, where you have hostile Islamist forces like the Muslim Brotherhood and other jihadists who would love to take power, they would have control of Saudi oil, they'd have control of Saudi wealth, they would make Saudi Arabia the biggest haven ever for international terrorists, where here we're focused on Afghanistan, which has no resources at all. Imagine if the terrorists had their hands on all of the Saudi wealth, as some of them have in the past. You have that instability would spread into neighboring Egypt. It would spread into Iraq, where we have huge equities, and into Kuwait. It would help the Wahhabi regime in neighboring Qatar, which plays friend and foe to us. But the fact is, they're still funding terrorists and jihadists and the Muslim Brotherhood, and our whole everything in the region really hinges on the fate of Saudi Arabia, and we cannot allow that to collapse. It's just a sad reality.
So in other words, if they're not facing towards us, they're going to be facing towards someone who's even more of an enemy against us. It's an interesting analysis. I guess we now just sit and wait for Secretary Pompeo to return and whether or not that the audio, the recording of the murder of this man is going to be made public or not. Mike,
want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.